Boker Tov and Shalom. This is Dr. Durr. I'll be coming to you with a new series of teachings, 31 days of word power. Today is Word Power 1, the Aleph and the Tav. I'm reading to you from the King James and the Cepher Bible. We're going to read the King James, which is going to break down the Greek words that they have inserted, and we're going to go to the Cepher Bible, which deals with the Hebrew words. It reads, Revelations 22 and 13, I am Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end, the first and the last. That's the King James. Now listen at the Cepher Bible. It says, I am the Aleph, the Tav, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Have you ever noticed that the Greeks showed no reference to the Most High, Yahuwah, in their writings, only celebrated and honored their gods? No mention of Yahuwah, but these so-called scholars have taken upon themselves to place Greek words in a Hebrew book written by Hebrews to confuse the masses, as though Yahuwah needed a Greek explanation of Hebrew written manuscript. Yahuwah's explanation was well enough. His scriptures are good and excellent and need no heathenistic assistance. Enough said. Now let's look at the first word in the King James, Alpha and Omega, the words that took the place of the Aleph and Tav. That word alpha means the first, the beginning. It's the first letter of the Greek alphabet, having the highest rank in dominance, being the most dominant, powerful, or assertive person. It sounds good. It sounds okay. It's dealing with someone that's at the very top, the beginning. Omega, it means the end, the last in the series. It's the 24th letter in the Greek alphabet. Now, when you go to the Aleph and the Tav, the original manuscript, the Hebrew words, listen at what it means, the Aleph. And you will say to yourself, why did they replace the Hebrew words with some Greek words? Listen at the Hebrew meaning. It gives you more value. It gives you more insight. It makes it clear, and it strengthens the passage of scriptures. The word Aleph means equal to one. Yahuwah our Elohim is one. It's the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet and can also mean any of the following: oxen, thousand, teaching and master, and strength. I'd rather have the Aleph word instead of alpha. The Aleph word gives it more power. It brings out the meaning and the importance of the verse that Yahuwah had put in his book. The word the Tav, the 23rd letter in the Hebrew alphabet, seal of creation. It also represents a stamp or a seal. The Tav is the last letter of the Hebrew word, which means emet, which means truth. The Mizrath explains the emet is made up of the first and the middle and the last letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Means from beginning to the end, you find nothing but truth in the alphabet and in Yah's word. And they have pictorial breakdown and words that strengthen each alphabet, which gives it more meaning and more clarity. If you look at the book of Psalms 119 and 165, from the first verse all the way down to 165, you will see inserted from verses 1 through 8, let's start at 1 through 8, you will see an alphabet. When you get down to verse 9, it would start at the second alphabet. And it will go all the way down until it reached all the way to the Tav. It would start with the Aleph, and the last scriptures that are listed all the way to 165 will start out with the Tav, which would be the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet. So we see that Yah needed no help. He needed no insight from anyone else. He already had everything covered. This is his book. He knew exactly what he was writing. So when these men took Yah's book and began to insert weakened words, weakened letters, it began to take away from the power and the validity of the scriptures of Yah. What Yah is trying to get us back to is getting back into his word, his power, his Torah, his Tanakh, getting back into his word and finding out the true meanings of the scriptures and not this watered down information that they have been giving us. Most scriptures, when you read today, they have all these different versions of the Bible. They have taken out words, taken out his name, taken out his son's name, taken out his Ruach HaKodesh. They took out his name over 7,000 times. And they added in weak titles such as God and Lord. And it talks about when you took out his name, you did injustice to the scriptures. Now you have inserted words that are only titles and have no meaning, vague words such as God. What God are you talking to or referring to? And when you look at the word Lord, it refers to Baal. Remember, we're dealing with some devious, trifling, wicked people that have us over into sun worship and not Sabbath worship. Sun worship is dealing with Sunday. So when they put inserted Baal, capital L, capital O, capital R, D, Lord, it means Baal. And we've been calling on Baal for years, thinking that we were calling on the Most High when he was nowhere to be found because his name had been taken out over 7,000 times. Even in slavery, they took out many things, passages of scriptures that they didn't want the slaves to read because the slave would have found out that they were the people of the Most High Yah, and that would probably call a more stronger rebellion than it was in many places. We have to understand that they took our Bible, stripped it apart to make it fit their agenda, to make it fit their ways, to make it fit them. So I want to say to you today, let's get back to the Aleph and the Tav, the one who created all things, the one that's in charge, the strength of it all, which is Yahuwah. Let's get back and realize that he is our seal of creation. The Bible says we have been sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh unto the day of redemption. I want you to know that the Aleph and the Tav is better and stronger than Alpha and Omega, those wordings. Now, I know we have those King James Bibles, and many are stuck on those books, and I understand because what has happened, what has taken place, but try to find yourself a Hebrew Bible, preferably the Cepher or the Cepher Bible, which gives in-depth insight into the Hebrew wordings, into the Hebrew words. It also have the name of Yahuwah, the name of Yahusha, and the Ruach HaKodesh, and it gives you the different Hebrew names of all the disciples, of all the patriarchs, of all of those that came before our ancestors. So I am Aleph, I am the Tav, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. From Genesis all the way through Revelation, also inserted with the Apocryphal books, Yah encompasses all. He's in charge of everything. Everything starts and ends with Yahuwah. Check out Psalms 119 on your own and get a chance to read Psalms 119, 165, and you'll see the alphabet spread throughout those passages of scriptures. It's powerful. It is awesome. It's amazing how Yah did that. It's amazing how Yah left on record his words. So we thank Yahuwah today. We give him praise, and we're glad that you stopped by to fellowship with us. And remember, I'll be coming back with Word Power 2 all the way up to Word Power 31. And we'll be doing this every day to give you something to look into, to give you something to research and study, to help you along your journey, and to strengthen you as you go along in Yahuwah. We love you. Shalom. Have a great day.